Conan Exiles!
Yeah.
Soon is hunting the children of Jill for me. The fact that he was already over there to do his own business is completely coincidental. I choose that he does this for me because he is that good of a friend.
Exactly.
You also paid him $5.
That is also true. I didn't need the $5 though. I'm still building a castle. Though I've made a lot of progress on it since the last recording. Oh, I need stone.
I did not find another bot. Oh.
There's one per cave up there, I believe.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'll have to find another cave.
There's plenty of them. Which you found, yeah, you found the cave. There is a cave that connects from the swamp-ass area of the jungle to the mountain area of the highlands.
Okay, that's not the one that I did, I think.
It is.
It is.
It is, yeah,
Really?
you have to go deeper than where you went, but yes. Because you ran into and killed the Graboid Queen down there, right? She dropped Scourge Stone pieces?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yep, that's
Oh,
where
that
she
led
is.
to the jungle?
Yeah, if you would have kept going in the other direction down through that tunnel, it would have taken you to the jungle. That's the connection between the highlands and the jungle.
Oh, okay, that's why it's a spoiler. I didn't see a way to move forward through there.
Yeah, it's a bit of an odd one, yeah.
Okay. A lot of iron right here.
Walking backwards downstairs, baby. I'm a pimp.
Like, I came up here to get black ice. I have not found how I got to the place with black ice again.
Black ice is not in the eastern stretch of the Highlands Mountains. It's in the western stretch, more towards where the Sumerians live.
I realize that. But also, I just need to, I'm out of spicy food, so.
Luckily, there's not too much freezing areas in the eastern Highland Mountains.
Yeah, there's not. Almost any at all, actually.
Realistically speaking, in terms of like really freezing areas, the only really freezing areas are the Black Fortress and another dungeon. Oh, I smell something.
Is it blood?
I smell the blood. The blood.
Oh, there's a boss one. I gotta... Actually, this is only a 1 skull. Do they drop black blood still?
Yeah, that still counts.
Okay. Last one I killed was a 3 skull.
I can't recall if I've eaten anything today.
You should probably eat something today.
Well, what if I eat tomorrow instead?
Not advisable.
However, can I trust this advisory?
Oh, hollow bone arrows.
Do you need a second opinion?
Yes.
Are they diagnosing with dead?
Our Danny Nose dead? What?
I diagnose you with dead.
Oh no!
Okay,
How
he did
could
not
this
drop
happen?
black blood.
Oh, I'm dead.
I tried hitting him with the pick, but he did not drop black blood, I'm afraid.
That's... Am I losing it? Hang on, let me bring it up.
He did drop special arrows, I guess. Does it have to be a 3 skull? Or can 1 skulls work too?
I'm checking. I am checking. I am Googling.
I am not paid enough for these subtitles. Or whatever, for these subtitles. Yeah, words. So what's up in Conan? Soon.
What's up?
What's up in Conan? I'm asking.
I'm killing harpies.
Ah.
Okay, it
Did you
says
get-
named bosses, which implies to me that it must be 3 skull. So actually, yes, I was wrong about that. It must be 3
Okay.
skull.
I see. I found another 3 skull, don't worry.
Yeah.
It's hard though.
Yeah, there are some tough fuckers.
Stop with your wing bullshit.
Stop having wings, idiot. Have arms, like a normal thing, whatever you are. I hate harpies. I wish I was fighting just particularly large men. Bring on the men!
Thank God I'm in the home stretch.
Oh, he drops a scroll. Specialist Ammunition 4.
Oh, awesome! That's how you learn how to use the black blood to make super arrows.
Do you need it?
I mean, you can eat it. I can eat it. Whatever. It's really Pink would be the one that would end up using it, so you might want to feed it to him. I don't know.
Oh, I'm getting so many cool weapons too.
Oh yeah, we actually might want to hit up the harpy bosses a lot, because they have a small chance to drop the black blood pickaxe and the black blood hatchet, which are both star metal level and if not a little bit better.
Yeah.
Y'all, I just leveled to level 60 from mining.
Nice.
I hit that rock so hard I became God.
How much black blood do you need?
I need 100. 100. A clean 100.
Okay, I am at 89 off of that.
Excellent, 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 excellent. And from there, we will reach into the true darkest depths of sorcery, where I'll make everyone's lives much easier.
Yeah.
We will sell many souls and sacrifice many innocents to the gods of convenience.
Oh yeah. Is Michael K? Has he figured out his issue?
I saw it pop up earlier that he was joining Conan Exiles, but presumably it's taking him a while to load into the game, and I think he joins the game before he joins the Discord call.
So how many caves are there?
There should be 4 harpy named bosses. 3 skull bosses.
Gotcha. Right, well, I found 2 of them and harvested 1 of them properly.
I think one of them is more or less explicitly just called the Children of Jill Nest. What'd you call me?
What?
I heard some woman talking in the background of one of somebody's mics.
Oh yeah, that's my fiance.
What'd she call me?
I think she called you Sarah.
Oh. My secret is out!
You know, the thing that I have to ask about the boss harpy is, can we confirm if whether or not she is the Gillest?
I don't know if she's the Jillinist, but she is the villainist. There's a floating boulder here that should be magic rock. It should give me more magic power. I should snort it. I appreciate using magic to harvest stone that is out of bounds.
Sure.
This is the true value of sorcery. Yes! I am carrying 800 seeds! I am carrying 1,100 handfuls of bugs. I have so many bugs. I have more bugs than Todd Howard. We do need to get an Altar of Darketo up, because we can mix these bugs with so much cum. I appreciate Addy not even acknowledging that.
It's hip.
We're actually in a pretty good place to get vines, too, so we can make lots of bread. By mixing vines and cum.
Just remember, those don't give the manifestation.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. None of the transmutes actually give manifestation.
I guess it's better than just eating vines.
Yeah. But yeah, no, the transmute spells are not worth it for Decado.
If they didn't need the bottle of cum, then it would be good, but
those are so valuable.
yeah, you have to unless you like massacre an entire village and go through and harvest the cum from each of the bodies.
Yeah. Do the man apes? Can you harvest the man apes for those religious?
That's a good question. I am willing to bet no, but I think they do drop human flesh, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
That is a good question. I appreciate that every time I respawn, I load in before the castle does, so my character just falls and then suddenly zoop back up to the bed. Alright, making good progress on the castle here.
Yeah, I've been noticing that. I'm trying to get these supplies to make an altar to Ymir. Well, I should say a place to house my altar to Ymir.
Yeah.
Which requires black ice, but then I got sidetracked and now I'm hunting down harpies for black blood.
Thank you for that, by the way.
Uh-huh. I need to pick up a boar baby too. If I can.
Oh! Baby boar!
Because I got the special boar skin from the battle pass.
Yes. We should collect a lot of baby boars. I also have boar skins. This castle was a son of a bitch to build, but I'm going to be happy when it's done.
And then we have to upgrade it to stone brick or something.
We are not upgrading it to stone brick. We are upgrading it to something a little nicer than that.
Oh, okay. Sounds good.
I've already got a shitload of hardened bricks and steel reinforcements ready to go.
Yeah, I've noticed that. You used all of my bricks that I was going to use for my building on them. And I had to make more bricks.
Yeah, we're just going to have to start dumping loads of stone into that furnace. Luckily, once we get it upgraded, it'll cook stuff super quick once we get to the heat-efficient furnace, which I do already have the recipe for. I just haven't taken the time to make it.
We should have the ingredients for that.
Yeah, we do need insulated wood, which I don't think any of us have started on that, but it's real easy.
I'm gonna need that for my black ice. Right.
Yeah. Oh, you're going for a black ice building?
Yeah, for Ymir.
Oh, you're getting ambitious.
Well, how else am I supposed to dedicate to the god of ice?
That is true. The god of ice who you mostly don't fuck with because you don't like what his rewards are.
I do like Ymir's rewards. Derketo is the one whose rewards are severely undertuned.
Yeah,
I've been
I get
wearing
it.
my Ymir armor this whole time, Alex.
That is true. That be true.
I'm back, everybody.
Hello!
Yay, the party's back.
The
The
castle's...
party is back together, although it's a thing on my screen that Pink is muted. Did I do that,
Pink
or
is-
did he do that?
Pink's eating.
Pink
Oh,
is
okay.
eating. In
I was
real
gonna say,
life.
I didn't...
He didn't want to be here without you.
I'm sure that's not true. Did he actually say that?
He was walking out as he was singing that song, I don't want to live without you.
I like that
Or
song.
the Aerosmith one. I don't want to miss a thing.
Oh, I hate Aerosmith.
Well, how can you hate Aerosmith? What did they do to you?
How can you hate Aerosmith other than the lead singer fucking 14-year-old girl?
Yeah, I was about to say, I hate Aerosmith because Steve Tyler's an awful human being.
I forgot about that. That's a relatively new development, at least as far as the news is concerned. I'd never heard
Not
that
really.
until recently.
No, he was very public. He was very public about it
Was he?
back in the day. It's just that nobody really gave him attention for it back then because the media was in his pocket. But no, he was very public about it.
Was he actually having sex with underage girls?
He married one
He married a woman who was underage?
who was 14. Yeah.
I mean, if it was, how did he marry her then?
Didn't he
Because
force
technically, child marriage is not illegal.
if you can get the parents' permission, yes, I believe so.
Yes, child marriage is not illegal. You can marry however young you want.
I guess it's thin defense, but I suppose the parents were okay with it, so I don't really want to throw up my hands and say who am I to judge, but that's kind of weird. I mean, why does he need to marry a 14-year-old
judge
girl
quite
when he's
happily,
getting
fuck
Playboy
him.
models?
Yeah.
What?
I said I'll judge quite happily. Fuck him.
I mean, I
He was
don't.
one of his
I hope he
groupies,
explodes, and
apparently.
so do his parents. So do the parents of his bride.
We were just talking about that the other day about rockers and their predilection towards young women and the celebration of such.
Who is going to explode?
You!
Me?
You gave your daughter away to Steven Tyler. I'm going to blow you up in video
I would
games.
never do such a thing.
I would never.
It's not me, I swear.
The phrasing, such a thing. I don't know why, but that made me laugh. Yeah,
It makes
I
me
don't
think
know,
of
I mean-
Boromir.
Really? How so? Oh, such a thing. Right.
So-
There is no such thing, or one does not. No, that's not the line.
I was
Go
thinking.
ahead.
No, I was thinking on the mountainside when he's got the ring. He's holding the ring and he's looking at it. He's like,
Oh,
such a
yeah.
tiny
such
little
a,
thing.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Such a pity that we should suffer such fear and doubt over so tiny a thing.
Yeah.
Good line.
Finally,
Or,
I'm
like-
fucking done.
Boromir may only be there for a third of the trilogy, but man, the older you get, the more you recognize how strong of a character Boromir is. You know?
He's really one of the better
Boromir
written
is the
characters.
best characters.
Yeah, he
He's my
really
favorite
is.
by far.
He's also mine.
My favorite is Pimpin.
Yeah.
Pimpin'.
Can you
I'll
deny
be honest-
Legolas? That man is sexy as hell.
Honestly, I looked like Legolas for a while. I only say that because everyone said it. Everyone said that I was like, actually not like.
Watch out, Mike. You saying that pink's coming now.
It's not a bad thing to be compared to Orlando Bloom, at least back then. I realized
Yeah.
that while I did get compared to Legolas, I forgot that more often I was compared to whatever his character's name was. I can't remember in Pirates of the
Will.
Caribbean. Will. Oh fuck! What was his last name?
I almost want to call him Shoebuckle.
I almost.
Will something buckle or turnbuckle? Some not turnbuckle, but that would be
Turnbuckle.
fun.
Yeah.
No
Will-
wonder
Will
wrestler.
Turnbuckle. I
Will
almost called
Turner.
him
Will Turner.
Will
Will Turner.
Yes.
I don't know how I got turnbuckle from that.
I almost called him Will Scarlet.
I just think
Will
the
guy?
classic Orlando Bloom character, Will Smith.
Will Smith. I actually, when people started saying that, I looked at, I went and like watched the movie again, and I was like, oh wow, they're actually really right. I don't know about specific facial features, but like I had completely the hair, the facial hair, the mustache, like it was like total, and it was like, wow, that's at the time I didn't like it, but. I mean, he's a cool character, I like the actor fine. I didn't have any problem with it, but it was like, that's kind of, that's sort of silly. Everyone likes, Jack Sparrow. Couldn't I be compared to him? Whatever. And it was like, no, it did pretty well for me. I got a lot of attention for it. Not so
Alright, I
much
dropped
now.
off your black blood, Alex.
You got black blood?
Yeah.
Gentlemen, I'm going to bring in sorcery that will make all our lives easier.
Sounds
However, I will
promising.
require many live human sacrifices.
There it is. I was waiting for that shoe to drop.
Yeah,
There's always an upside.
They're both
There's always
upsides.
a catch with black magic.
Hang on, it's both upsides. Don't tell me you don't enjoy the ritual sacrifice.
No, actually, that was the joke. Yeah, I was subverting the expectation that I was going to say downside, but no, I enjoy killing these people. Actually, it may be worth noting that everyone can sigh with me in exasperation. When you and I were having our little spat or whatever, I was actually doing a good thing. I was in this damn fucking town building walls to try and prevent those asshole thugs and everything from coming, and it was in the process of that I was so focused on talking to you that I lost one of my thralls again. She got gang banged by like 10 fucking people and she died.
Oh, which one?
Fortunately, the darker haired one, which still had more development to go and was not my preferred one of the two, but still that's, again, lots of effort into a thrall, dead again. They can survive dragons, but in this town with those pikemen and the daggermen together, and being
Yeah.
surrounded by like 10 of them to where they literally can't get out, it's a death sentence unless I'm there specifically trying to bail them out. That's it. They're done.
Yeah,
And I failed to notice it.
human NPCs are inexplicably the deadliest fucking thing.
They actually, in my experience, are the only. I would compare them only to Rockslide and Rot Branch. Those are the only other things that I felt the need to actually like run from. And yeah, I mean, I was doing really well putting up the walls. I walled off a huge area where most of them come from, but I forgot the little dockside area where they come from, which is walled off now. But yeah, it was too late. She died, and I ran off, and I didn't realize she was dying until a good several minutes too late.
Well, at least they're
Yeah.
done.
At least they're done. Did you say?
I say, at least they're done, the gangsters.
I think so. They should be. There's probably another spot in here that I'm not remembering, but
I
I
like
got
to
the main
imagine
spot.
now there's a thing in the town of Sepulchre like, well, they did abduct several people and ritually sacrifice them for their blood and souls, but they did cut down on crime.
There's some upside to this.
We cut down on the crime that we weren't causing, yeah.
Yeah. Well, and currently we're working with the local lawmakers on making ritual sacrifice and abduction no longer crimes. We're decriminalizing it.
I was just gonna say. Where the hell is my current living thrall? It seems like
I have
everyone
finished
is.
subtitling the movie.
What?
Oh my god!
I have finished subtitling the movie. There's the outtakes at the end. I am not willing.
Well, they're outtakes, not as important.
You get the gist.
Hercules,
People have.
Hercules.
What was that in
would-
reference to?
Hercules.
Fucking-
I'm assuming.
Eddie Murphy's Nutty Professor.
Oh, right, with the little kid, the kid that's little fat boy. And, oh, he's the strongest Hercules.
Hercules,
I really enjoyed that movie
Hercules.
back at the time.
You know, it was one of the ones that I grew up with. My parents still love to quote it. I don't know if it's actually any good, because they also, when I was a real little kid, they also loved Master of Disguise with Dana.
Oh,
Oh.
man.
Hey, that movie is great. Don't be hating on Master of
That
the
is
Sky.
that is considered on all critics' list as one of the worst reviewed movies ever. That is I think it's got like a
And
0
they're
to
all
3%.
wrong.
And they're all wrong. Those fucking critics.
Every
I mean,
last one of them.
it is worth pointing out that critics are just one person's opinion, but
Can I
when they all agree, it's go ahead, Alex.
Yeah.
can
I
I
mean, to be
mention one
fair,
of
there was like one movie that I've watched that was like 11% on Rotten Tomatoes, and I really liked it.
Oh, it happens. What's the movie?
A Sucker Punch.
That sounded interesting to me. I read the synopsis and people were saying they were describing it as to why it was bad, and I'm like, well, what they're saying is bad sounds actually pretty entertaining.
Yeah. And no, it is actually. I think it's Zack Snyder's best movie.
Is that
His
the
only-
one?
Oh,
his
no.
only- sorry, his only good movie.
Uh-oh. I don't care, but shots fired.
shots will continue to be
I
fired.
hate
Don't-
Zack Snyder, but at the same time, I'm pretty sure Oscar Isaac is in that movie, so I'll give it a pass.
I can.
He's good.
I do actually legitimately enjoy Zack Snyder's Watchmen. I have some issues with it, but I do legitimately enjoy it and view it as mostly a good at.
Watchmen. Watchmen is also really good.
Yeah, that one I do mostly view as a good adaptation. There are some things that
I do too.
I think trips up, but I think for the most part he did about as good a job as you can do in most parts. However, other than that,
wait, hold up. Before you move on, what is your opinion on the ending debate? Do you think the movie had a better ending than the comics, or do you think the comic ending was better?
If you would, really quick, and I know I say this all the time, but
I'll keep it
legitimately,
as vague as possible.
yeah, I actually really honestly do want to watch Watchmen sometime. I actually really do.
Okay, because they
I-
have very, very different endings.
I think Snyder there was trying to solve a plot hole that did not exist. I will say, in terms of trying to avoid introducing new plot elements and instead making use of the more core plot elements that are already there, I can respect that.
Right.
Let me see. I did have some broader issue with it, but ultimately it wasn't it wasn't really a big issue to me. The things that bugged me about the movie, other than the movie kind of being like, yeah, Rorschach's actually fucking awesome.
He
Which, to be
is!
fair-
You shut your mouth.
Well,
To be fair,
Rorschach
he
is
kinda-
awesome.
He kind of is, yeah. But
Like
Like,
fuck, always forget his name. What's his name? The writer.
The writer?
Alan Moore,
Alan
yeah,
Moore?
Alan Moore
Yeah.
got it dead wrong on a lot of his own
Yeah,
stuff.
Alan
Moore's
Moore was like, "Oh, I'm gonna make the most despicable, awful, like conservative, disgusting scumbag," and he actually ended up making a pretty good, uh, you know, model for one.
But either which way, like a lot of it is like just simply like I think Snyder's over stylized in parts,
Mm-hmm.
where the Watchmen comic itself is not super stylized. It's just kind in several parts it's kind of like very direct. And
Right.
there are a few lines of dialogue I can't stand that just stick out there like what, why?
He actually, I thought Zack Snyder does a really good job at replicating some of the scenes from the comic. Like if you overlay them on top of one another, they look
Yeah, yeah.
very, very similar.
Outside of fight scenes, he definitely adds a shit ton onto fight scenes to make them more
Yeah.
Oh,
actiony.
yeah.
The
That's
dramatic
because
scenes,
the original artist was pretty
that's-
good at doing
Yeah.
any action scenes at all.
yeah,
that's-
Dave Gibbons,
that-
not
Dave Gibbons or whatever.
And
Yeah.
Zack Snyder, Zack Snyder does do good action. I'll give him credit for that.
too much music
Or-
and slow mo, but other than that, I do
Yeah.
actually agree.
If all his slow mo went at normal mo, his movies would be 30 minutes shorter than average.
Yes.
They
At the
would,
very
but the
least,
fight scenes would
I'll
also
give
be
him credit.
better.
At the very least, I'll give him credit in that his action scenes are actually like comprehensible, which isn't true of most Hollywood movies these days.
Yeah, where it's 8 million jump cuts. Yeah, I
Or
I
8
definitely
million
agree with
jump
that.
cuts, shaky cam, and like blurred motion blur.
Using shadows to cover the fight scene itself.
Yeah, dark fight scenes. You can actually you actually understand exactly what's happening in all of his action sequences.
Yeah. But like just like for a line I can think of off the top of my head that is not a spoiler, but it's just like a completely like abrupt insertion that very clearly is not from Alan Moore's original work. Both for its lack of subtlety, which is saying something because Alan Moore's not a subtle motherfucker, but for how it just doesn't fit the themes of the movie, is when when at one point later on in the movie when Judy and Dr. Manhattan are talking and Manhattan's talking about how he doesn't care about Earth anymore, doesn't want to be there, doesn't want to fuck with humanity anymore, he thinks they're a waste of his time. He specifically makes a point of saying, does the Earth really need another supermarket? Or another super mall? Another shopping mall, there we go. Another shopping mall. And, like, not only does it date the film horribly, because in, like, 2008 or 2009, yes, everybody was talking about, oh my god, there's too many shopping malls, they're gonna take over the world! And, you know, only a few years later, shopping malls would start dropping like fucking flies.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
To be fair, we did waste a ton of like real estate land on making shopping malls that nobody goes to anymore. And it's turned into like a suburban hell is the phrase that people throw around. And I do agree malls were a bad decision and we still have a lot of negative effects from malls. For example, the current housing crisis can partially be attributed to how much land fucking malls took up.
Dude, you've been talking a lot about the housing crisis lately. I saw that you were arguing with Ted about it.
Yeah, that's because my rent has gone up $1,000 in the last 2 years.
Jesus, that would explain it.
Yeah.
The one thing I caught, other than just you guys were arguing about the housing crisis, is that Ted said it was ridiculous that boomers are considered between 1945 and 1965. Ted's incorrect about that.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, you were in the right. Generations are typically about 20 years, and that's about the right. Because if you go any earlier than that, as he was suggesting, then that would mean that Generation X goes much earlier, and that would make no sense. That would mean that somebody born in like 61 would be Generation X. That is ridiculous.
Which is what he was saying. He was saying that.
Oh, he was actually making that argument?
Yeah, he was because Obama was born in 61, and he was saying that Obama was Gen X.
No.
Come
Oh,
on,
no,
guys. We
no,
all know there were baby
I mean, he
booms
was kinda on
happening
the edge.
during World War II and
What's
World
that?
War One. It's just, I was saying, I was mocking Knight inadvertently. I was saying it's common knowledge that there was a baby boom going on during World War II.
My understanding was that it was a baby boom that lasted from World War II all the way through like the 1950 economic boom.
Yeah, that's my understanding. as well.
Y'all are being ridiculous. We all know that Obama is Generation Alpha.
Generation Alpha, did you say?
Yeah.
You sit back in time. Call you a cracker.
Yeah, but yeah, no, there's I 100% think that boomers are to blame for a lot of problems in the nation because they've been running our country for the last 30 years.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
You and my sister need to get together. You
100%,
could put
like,
together a
they're-
pamphlet.
What, they've been the majority minority leaders of the House and Senate for 20 plus years. They've been the president for the last 30 years, minus Biden, who happens to be silent generation.
Yeah,
So, like,
I would describe
Biden, who
Biden as the
happens
useless generation.
Biden,
Yeah.
who happens to go back to the
I think
Octavius
Biden
years.
is the only silent generation president, actually, which just goes to show, how little impact the silent generation had and why they're called the silent generation. They just kind of let the boomers take over.
I'd love to see somebody go up to Biden though and say like, "Hey, motherfucker, ain't you supposed to be depressed by World War One?"
He would put his hand to his ear, say he can't understand you, ask if you have any children that he can tickle, and then fall down the stairs.
And talk
Speak
about
up,
his hairy
Jack.
In
legs.
that order.
Yeah, the hairy leg. Yeah, also in that order, yes.
Stroke my
I love
hairy legs.
I love the AI president voice memes because in my head it is full
Those
of like,
are some of
Those
them
are
are
great.
so good. Some of them like actually really truly like you have to make it not sound like them in your head. Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
this one guy who's been doing a full D&D campaign with the
That's
president.
fantastic.
And
I-
like Ben Shapiro is the DM.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love it. I love it.
Oh,
have
I
to hear
definitely
this.
saw the first part of that. I didn't know it turned into that.
Oh,
Yeah, he has
I'm
a
gonna have to
whole,
listen to
like,
that.
20-part series now, going through a full campaign.
That's
I have-
awesome.
Like lore about how Ben Shapiro just like gets hit by a car every time after their session is over, and just keep transcending to a higher plane of existence.
I'll be
And
right back.
at some point,
I-
every now and then, he has like a guest star DM, like Elon Musk or Kim Jong Un.
Kim Jong Un.
Kim Jong Un, he had like this really deep black eye.
yeah, that's I've heard that guy. I haven't heard that guy's do the D&D ones, but I've heard all the other ones where like they're exploring caves and shit. And Kim Jong Un, like it is like it. Hello, I am Kim Jong Un. I speak with the deep, sexy, velvety voice. I am authoritative on all things.
It's just become a big part of it is that Kim Jong Un is always like the deep velvety voice.
Yeah,
across,
and
like,
every
all
time,
the-
even he'll simultaneously bounce between "I will nuke all of you stupid American fuckers, all of you stupid cracker honky motherfuckers off the face of the earth. Just give me a minute." And then the next breath, he's like, "Joe Biden, you are my best friend in the whole wide world."
Yes. Which, to be fair, is exactly how his relationship with Donald Trump went.
Yeah, kind of.
Paid attention. He was like, "Why did you call me Miss Little Rocket Man?" And Trump was like, "Oh, it was a compliment, actually."
Oh, I
He was
see.
like, I'm just impressed by it's like a reference to the Elton John song. It's a huge compliment.
Greatness
assholes
recognizes
playing
Kim Jong-un
greatness,
was like,
Donald.
"Oh, okay, thank you for complimenting me. Then I really have to be comfortable on it."
And both Trump and Un went back to their respective countries and said, "Man, I got that other guy so in my pocket.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
They
Pretty
so
much.
fell for my bullshit."
pretty much.
I
Yeah,
think
I
I've
like
pointed this
I
out
think
before, but
they were both trying to play their general public.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's no doubt. Really quick before we happen to move on, if we do, I was just going to say that while I haven't listened to that series, and I really want to, that sounds fantastic. The ones that I have listened to, I really like that they've themed it where Biden and Trump are just constantly at odds with each other. Biden is clueless, Trump is
Yes.
blowhard, and Obama is always just the exasperated middleman.
yeah.
I love that the part of the meme is that that Biden also like through his dementia sometimes breaks the fourth wall, and the other presidents just go, "What the hell are you talking about?"
Oh, I
dude?"
don't know if I've caught that before. That's
Yeah,
Yeah, every now and then he'll just be like, "Why are we in this video doing these weird things?" And Trump is like, "Shut up, Sleepy Joe."
good. Fuck you, fat ass.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. That's always the one when Biden goes back at him with that. That's always great.
It is. It
Yeah,
is.
Because,
very
like,
He
it
always
makes-
entertaining.
jumps right out
It
of
makes it explicit that they are just making Trump into Cartman from South Park.
Yes,
pretty much.
Pretty much.
They do also, for me, I think it's interesting. They help to illustrate that, and I voted for him, so I mean, what the hell? It didn't turn out the way I wanted, but whatever. Obama, I think it's interesting that by giving him that character, the character of the the guy that has relative integrity and intelligence of the group, it reminds me that while I grew to absolutely hate how he performed as a president, I can't help but still really like the guy himself. I don't know if any of
Yeah.
you agree, disagree. I'd
He's
be
a
curious
very
to hear.
charismatic
Yeah,
individual.
He was
Obama's
Yeah.
charismatic,
incredibly
handsome,
charismatic.
smart. Yeah, I mean, all the qualities I look for in a president. I just thought that he did an awful job.
Yeah,
I do
it's been
want. I
like
do. I do
policy
want. I always
aside, the
say
last
this,
two
but I
presidents
do
have been
want
lacking.
more presidents who are likable like him.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
Reagan. Just because I feel like
absolutely.
we need presidents who are actually able to unite the country. That's the biggest thing I think that the president needs to be able to do is like actually guide the nation forward as like a unified or somewhat unified like entity.
For a minute,
Without
Yeah, and like
Obama.
ending up
Obama's
in
like
fascist territory.
Obama was the closest since I'd say probably Clinton, which I know wasn't far. That was only one president away, but
Yeah.
you're talking still 8 years. I mean,
we're
that's a
talking a
while.
difference
It's
in
almost a
9/11.
decade.
Oh, George W.
Oh yeah,
was pretty good at
you
the
are
like at the
correct.
start of his tenure. He was really good
It,
and I mean he had the highest approval rating of any president ever
but that's only because
following
it was
9/11.
9/11. Everyone was
Yeah,
behind him at 9/11, but then shortly after that, it was the Iraq War, and his ratings just steadily dropped. I mean, initially they
yeah,
plummeted, stabilized, and then continued to drop.
but
Yeah.
I
he
mean, he's
still
another one
did
who
like
could. He could
have
have been a good president.
he still did have like that high support, and so like if it weren't for how he handled the Iraq war after that, then it would have been a lot better. But yeah, no,
Well,
I'd say
to be
George
fair though,
W.
just
definitely.
playing devil's advocate though, we have to also acknowledge that if the Iraq War artificially brought his numbers down, we have to also acknowledge that 9/11 artificially raised them.
No, that's true.
I mean,
That's true.
in both
Although
his
even
defense
then,
and
like
his.
even then, I still think that George W. was a pretty likable person. Um,
Yeah, that's
in
Like-
not in like the same charismatic way that Obama was, but more so in
a
like
dope. A dope.
yeah, like a charming little dolt.
Yeah,
Like, that's the-
he seemed
He's
like
a friendly
he's-
neighbor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with that. He seemed approachable.
Yeah, like he's
Like-
a Mr. Rogers.
Like the
as
AI
opposed to-
president's meme, you can always tell is
not like-
organized somewhat to expect the viewer to view Trump and Biden innately as jackasses. While
Yeah.
Obama and Bush are more or less agreeable, though Bush is a little bit dopey and a little bit more of a tendency, because of the gag of him having teenage daughters, to be a bit more with the kids than the other three.
Yeah.
I will again playing devil's advocate in Bush's defense. I will say that though I came away not liking him as president, I admit I didn't vote for him. Regardless, just as I think that we, again, following along the same through line of saying that we can't necessarily praise or condemn him because both his numbers were artificially inflated because of events beyond his control.
Right.
Similarly, on the other side of that argument, we therefore, in my opinion, didn't get a fair judgment, a fair assessment of how good or bad he could have been as president.
I'd
because-
agree.
Yeah,
I'd agree.
his candidacy was completely dominated by two events that altered anything that he could have done individually.
Right. I do.
By the
think
way, to
that,
circle back
that-
to
that
circle back
Bush's
real quick
reputation
before I
is
forget about
very-
this, just because I want
Wait,
to
wait.
mention it.
Let
Oh,
me
you guys are
finish what I wanted to say. I think I started a bit before you, but
Uh-oh.
I can't hear you
yeah,
soon.
so, can you hear me? What?
Well, you're muffled. It's like your phone's now inside your pocket or something.
You are a little muffly.
It's not.
Now I hear you.
I'm actually holding it up right up to me. But yeah, George Bush his reputation has like steadily increased following his presidency, whereas obviously Bill Clinton's has rapidly declined.
Well, the amount of women they forced themselves upon, Clinton, Bush's number has not changed from 0, so.
Right, exactly. Whereas, yeah, like Clinton is now seen as a humongous pervert and total creep.
Also,
George
Which is a
Bush.
shame because, in my opinion, Clinton was a good president who was behind the scenes a sleaze.
Yeah.
Also, it should be noted, Bush's wife has not been going out and putting more bad name on Bush.
Also
That's
true,
true.
very true.
That's true.
I remember the media made a big deal, and justifiably so, about the fact that Bill was pretty much, terra incognito, or persona non grata, rather, when Hillary was campaigning.
But yeah, like I don't hear a lot of positive things said about Bill Clinton outside of people being like, oh, he had good policies at least.
I mean,
Uh,
I
again,
mean,
devil's
he
advocate. I think
oversaw
that
he.
I mean, we had a budget surplus. That's no small thing.
Yeah, that is no
Yeah.
small thing. But he also oversaw he oversaw NAFTA, which is still pretty controversial.
It is.
Yeah, but like people tend to view him generally in a negative light. I feel like.
I know that
Yeah.
among historians and scholars, he's listed pretty highly, but among I think the general
well,
public, I would agree with you.
Yeah,
they
public
also
standards
end up
changed as
ranking,
well.
they also
Forcing
end up
yourself
ranking
on someone
FDR
has
really
always
high.
been unpleasant, but generally speaking, the heinousness of that crime has increased in the
Of which
reception of
crime,
modern
Alex? I
generation.
didn't hear the first part.
I was just saying, like, people nowadays view what he did a lot more severely.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
That's true. But
Because
also
back in the day, it was just chasing the secretary around the desk. Now it's you have power over this woman. You forced her to give you a blow.
yes.
Which, I mean, to be fair, well, I don't know. I don't know. That's not really how I view it. I think it was a little bit more consensual than that, but, I mean, at the same time, it shouldn't have happened.
Well,
yeah.
he
Unless
also
she has
had
since come out and said that
several
he
rape
straight up...
accusations as well,
I don't think she
so-
has.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I'm talking about Monica specifically, but yeah, you're not
Yeah.
wrong, Soon.
Yeah. Like, if you criticize Trump for that, you also have to criticize Bill for that, and Hillary, too, because Hillary knew all about it and was fine with it.
Yeah, I completely agree with you.
Yeah.
I missed the ledge and I exploded.
Where at? Are you
I
by the
thought
castle?
Alex was getting upset about me calling out Hillary.
I do
No,
too,
no, I'm
actually.
not.
He was like, "Cut this off the recording."
No, it's fine.
wanna
That
end up
I
on
didn't
the
have an
list.
issue with that. I had to say something as I was currently in the middle of splitting in half.
I'm pretty sure you're just trying to cover for the fact that you don't want to.
I love Hillary Clinton. Oh,
Is
fuck!
it fair to say that none of us here are fans of Hillary Clinton, or would that be speaking out of turn?
There is
I
no
don't
such
think
thing.
Hillary Clinton has
Well,
fans.
There is no such
Are
thing.
there fans?
I love
Yeah,
her.
are there
If I didn't, I'd be stabbing myself in the back 15 times.
Yeah.
Kneecapping yourself, then jumping out of a hospital window fourth floor after shooting yourself in the back of the head 2 times.
The
But
best
anyway,
I've heard about
uh,
Hillary Clinton is like Democrats saying, "Oh, at least she wasn't Trump," but also like
Yeah.
the Democrats kind of screwed us on that one.
Like she is the
Yeah.
epitome of what Ted was just saying the other day. Ted was just the other day saying politics is at the point where you're not voting for people, you're voting against them.
That's legitimately
pretty
why
much.
that is honestly what some of my votes have been. Yeah, it's like,
Yeah,
well,
like,
I hope
I
this other
can't
person
say-
loses.
There's
Nobody has ever
literally
voted
hasn't
for
been a time
Hillary,
that
but there have been plenty of people that voted against Trump.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same thing with Biden. Like people weren't excited about Joe fucking Biden.
No, they were not. The
No.
backlash was entirely against Trump. That's why Biden got the
I have
numbers.
seen a bunch of like Democrats on Reddit who are trying to say, "Oh yeah, no, the Biden president has been amazing," and like, I'm like, what?
He
are you
hasn't
talking
even
about?
really undone any of the Trump stuff they hated.
He hasn't done anything, and in many ways, he's made things objectively worse. I mean, inflation alone is the highest in what's it been,
No,
like
like-
40 years?
Mike, some people are into
I
inflation.
like the thing is,
Oh, stop it, Addy. You knock it off.
I saw this one post. It was like a meme of like, the dog in the house that's burning down, saying this is fine.
Yes.
Like it edited
What?
so that he was sitting in like rainbows and stuff and saying this is awful.
I
And
saw
was
the other
like,
day.
but like
of-
the
of a
country
fuck-
is in the worst economic state that it's been in like
At least half a
80 plus
century,
years.
I think. Yeah.
The other
Like,
day, I
what
saw
are you
a
talking
compilation
about?
of Biden's tweets from the POTUS Twitter account that were all like compilations, like saying, like him basically saying somebody needs to do something about this housing crisis.
Uh-huh.
yeah.
And I'm not joking. That wasn't like a parody account. No, that was like Biden using his Twitter account, surely to try and like drum up sympathy from like the Senate or something. But still, like the joke of the president using Twitter to go like, "Hey, somebody needs to deal with this."
Can anyone out there fix
Yeah.
this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to give him the
Boy, I
credit.
wish there was somebody who could fix this problem that I'm facing right now.
I want to say that it was him basically, rhetorically saying, who among us could do it? Possibly me, but no, I think he's dumb enough that he literally just spat that out. And well, let's be honest,
Well,
he
He's
might
not
actually
running
the one
that
who
Twitter
typed it
account.
anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very
I
much
was just saying that
eventually.
actually. Yes, yeah.
He's
Yeah,
a fucking
someone
corpse
else
they
is
keep in a
probably-
tube, and every now and
You
then
are
they
n-
wheel him out and drug him up.
Oh man,
You're not
have
wrong.
you seen that one video of him going? There is one word to describe America.
I've not seen that, but now I want to see it.
Hold up, I'm gonna send that over to the random thread.
At random, all right.
He has like a weird.
You made him
Okay,
choke
now
on water.
I want Trump versus Biden 2024. They both go up at the podium, and Biden goes while Trump looks at him, then goes Kofefe.
Oh, Fefe.
Oh, did you not hear about the Kofefe thing, Mike?
No, I
Trump-
guess not. No.
Trump at some point just tweeted out, America has a problem with all this Kofefe, and that was it. Covfefe. Stop tweet. Send tweet.
Has he commented on it?
No, he never explained what the fuck it meant.
Well, I know I, for one, am thoroughly a staunch supporter of Kofefe, so I don't know how to feel about that.
We gotta ask the Kofefe rights group. We're thinking we can get some reform here, but we gotta make some deals with the Kofefe union.
Some Kofefe led in some Kofefe incentives. We need to get to work on that. It's very important. Very important.
Kofefe sounds like a term of endearment that like a Jamaican man would refer to his wife.
It actually does. I was thinking it somehow sounded Jamaican or African in some way or another.
Like
It's got the
he's
right
like coming
combination
home
of
to
vowel.
he's coming home from work and he's like, "Hey baby Kofefe, bring me some love.
Yeah, exactly. It really does.
We gotta go get the picnic."
Maybe
My
he misspoke
my
mostly.
Jamaican
Maybe
is
he was-
terrible.
No, who among
Oh, yeah,
us
that was
can do an
awful.
accurate Jamaican?
You should feel bad.
I do feel bad. Thank you, Soon. I'm going to go jump off a ledge in game.
Good job. That's what we want to hear.
Two things I want to address very quickly. The first, which is arguably more important, Alex said that he had something he really wanted to get across before he forgot.
I
Oh,
actually
yeah.
just remembered that myself as well. So, speaking of 9/11 and Master of Disguise,
Ah,
Oh no.
oh yeah. So, they were filming that when 9/11 happened. Do you know what scene they were filming?
I never saw the movie because
Wait, what
I'm
movie?
not like you people, so I can't
What
reference.
movie was
the
it?
scene. Master of Disguise.
With
Oh,
Dana
yeah, I haven't
Carvey.
seen that movie either.
They were filming
what?
the notorious turtle suit scene,
Ah.
where Dana Carvey is wearing a suit over a turtle shell, where he is apparently some kind of turtle human, and a bald cap and glasses, and it's supposed to be his disguise at some supervillain party, and he just goes around to people, sticking his neck in and out of his turtle suit, going, "Turtle? Turtle?"
Good God, Dana Carvey's fucking useless.
You
He-
know,
he-
Yeah,
Dana
I sent
Carvey
the
is
video for
Garth
Biden,
and
by the
bad
way.
imitations. That's all he is. Sorry, what soon?
I sent the video for Biden's weird, like, I don't know, mental breakdown.
Is it is it a real meltdown or is it a joke that somebody inserted nonsense over what he actually?
No. He actually.
He really did. Okay,
He really did.
didn't he
this.
just
Like, this
recently
isn't an
freeze
edit.
up during a speech and somebody carried him
I
off
read
the
that he
stage?
did. Yes.
No, that was.
No,
Mitch
he did, though.
McConnell. Oh.
Oh,
Mitch
you're no.
McConnell
You know, I'm
lost
sorry.
his
You are
phone.
absolutely right. It was Mitch McConnell. I apologize.
Okay, yeah, Mitch McConnell
Oh,
was the.
I,
was up.
different party, but you can understand me getting them mixed.
I mean, it's an
Yeah.
old, useless white dude. So yeah.
To be fair, I mean they a lot of them have done that. If you pay attention, Nancy Pelosi is also just suddenly like completely frozen up in an interview before and just
He's
like stopped
127
producing
years
words.
old. It's gonna happen.
Like it's what all of them like. This is why I know Ted hates this, but we need to have
Term
a fucking age
limit.
Term
Thank you.
limits or age limits.
Age limits actually probably better, to be honest. Yeah, that's
Like,
fair.
honestly, we shouldn't be having people who are fucking 90 and suffering severe mental decline and taking medication to treat their fucking Alzheimer's, which, by the way, we know that they are.
What is
like-
Ted's argument against that? That's logical sense to me.
Because people should be able to vote who they want, and if it's a bad person that they vote in, then it's it's still democracy.
You know,
There's an argument
I
to be. I will give
I-
credit to Ted on, like, this one's not a huge one for me, but I will give credit to Ted of, like, this could be one of those things where, like, in the future, health gets better and people are able to stay, sane and sensible until, like, their
And
130s.
we can change the law to adjust for that.
To be fair to Ted, once the government has a power like that, they don't let it go. That's just what
Yes.
they do.
This is not me trying to lean into the I hate everything and everybody thing. I'm trying to be conscious of that now since you brought it up today, Alex. But honestly, I have to quote. I think it was Jim Cornette who said something like, it probably wasn't Jim Cornette. Regardless, it was somebody. You guys might
I'm
be
not
able to
saying
correct
that I'm,
me.
like, opposed to your misanthropy, but make your misanthropy funny. Dance, monkey, dance.
Fair enough. I can try to find creative ways to go about it. This is kind of funny, at least I thought so. Somebody said the internet is great because it gives everyone an opinion. This is in relation to Ted's argument that people should be allowed to vote for whoever they want. The argument was, okay, the internet's great because it allows everyone to voice their opinion. Well, not everyone should be allowed to voice their fucking opinion. In other words, some people are just fucking stupid, and whether we want to recognize that or not, there are going to be dumb people who, I like that guy. They're a member of my party. I'm going to vote for him. Well, they're genocidal and 172 years old. Well, they're a member of my party. Fuck it.
Well,
I'm voting for him.
That is the reason why we have a republic and not a democracy, because
Yes.
a democracy is, in terms of like ancient times, democracies pretty much were just a transitionary form of government into autocracies. Because eventually, because they always attract,
Cult of
people
personality.
Cult of personality. People who.
Now that's the man that I want to have absolute government power.
Yeah. That's exactly how it happens. I mean, that's what happened to Rome, right? That's how they got their emperor.
Yep.
But I want to mention, because I've got the wire on the brain, I want to mention, Mike, you reminded me.
Jeez.
I can't help it!
You are to the
It's
wire
in
what I
there!
am to the misanthropy.
Yeah.
No, I shouldn't say that, because that implies that I'm getting tired of hearing you talk about that. That's not what I meant. I'm just pointing out that you clearly love the show. I think it's fun.
Oh, by all means, if I don't shut the fuck up about the wire and that gets on anybody's nerves, feel free to tell me to stop.
It's not. I definitely want to make that clear. That's not what I meant.
Okay.
You should shut up, Alex, because I wasn't allowed to talk about Arcane and how it's the best animated show since Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Now that's high praise.
What'd you call me?
He called you an arcane worshiper of the dark arts.
That's
Exactly.
actually true.
You are.
Yeah, it
Which
is.
You are.
That actually, thank you, Soon.
You're welcome.
But in The Wire,
go
there is a
ahead
part
and-
where
go ahead.
Idris Elba's character, Stringer Bell, who
I didn't know
is-
he was in that.
Fuck Idris Elba.
I was about to
No, I
say the
like
same
him.
thing.
I like him.
That
He's
show
the
is
world
what gave
sexiest
Idris.
man here.
That show gave Idris his start.
Oh, I didn't know that. Cool.
What?
He's one of the main characters of the show.
Nice.
Yeah.
But
He's
Idris's
the reason
character
why
in the show.
Justin Trudeau is getting divorced.
Oh, okay. But Idris.
I've heard the name, but I don't know anything about him. Did
but
Justin Trudeau, whoever that is, did his wife leave him for Idris Elba?
No, I'm joking.
I'd leave Justin
there's
Trudeau for Idris
There's
Elba.
a lot of context to that I would have to explain to.
Oh,
make
fair enough.
the joke make sense. But basically, okay, so Justin Trudeau is the Prime Minister of Canada. His wife recently, they recently announced that they're getting divorced. But back when COVID first started, apparently Justin Trudeau's wife caught COVID from Idris Elba.
What?
But
I've
but
heard
he
that,
did not
actually.
catch COVID at all, and so people were saying that Idris Elba must have fucked Justin Trudeau's wife, and so that's the context there.
I like that he had to have fucked her for her to get COVID.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the only
only
way.
Yeah, I was gonna
It's
say
the
that's the
only
only. Famously, that's the only way you can get it.
Never forget that Justin Trudeau is also Fidel Castro's child.
Yes.
Really? Is that actually
No.
true? Oh, okay.
No, it's a meme though. It's a meme because apparently his parents were good friends with Fidel Castro
Ah.
Which
and hung
means
out a bunch.
that his mother fucked Fidel Castro.
Exactly.
And she
And
got
people have
COVID
been
from
like
it.
showing like Fidel Castro when he was younger, and they do actually look pretty similar to one another when you
Uh-oh.
like
That
put them
seals it!
Yeah.
beside each
Makes you
other.
question.
But yeah, that's a meme. But yeah, both of them are memes.
Go on with the wire, Alex, to make sure that you get your part.
Yeah, Idris Elba plays a leader of a gang who effectively kind of wants out of the gang. Not that he's not really ashamed of it, but he wants to become a legitimate businessman and make legit businessman money. And a lot of his struggle in that show comes from how difficult that is for a variety of reasons. But at one point, part of his thing is he tries to take legit economics and business and finance lessons that you would be taught in community college and apply them to running a gang. So he at one point is telling his gangsters, all right, we're going to cut down on muscle, we're going to cut down on fighting, we're going to cut down on taking corners, we're going to start making business deals with the other gangsters. And everything's going to be all peaceful, there ain't going to be no beef for anyone. It's just going to be a nice, peaceful drug trade where everybody buys drugs and sells drugs and we all make money, it's all going to be happy. And one of the he then says, okay, now I'm putting it to the floor for questions, because he's trying to run his gang meetings like business meetings. So he gets a couple questions. Does the chair, referring to Idris Elba as the chair again because it's a business meeting, does the chair think this will be a problem? Does the chair think we should invest in this? But of course, they're all gangsters, and for all intents and purposes, he's stuffing them into positions they're not super comfortable with, which is part of the humor of the scene. But it gets to one of them who raises his hands and says, do the chair know that we're gonna look like some punk-ass bitches out there? And Idris Elba picks up and flips a fucking chair and starts getting in his face and screaming, now that's some fucking simple-ass fucking corner boy gangster bullshit that I'm talking about. You shut the fuck up. That ain't no fucking thing. And, like, one of the other gangsters raises his hand and says, actually, boss, he makes a good point. And, saying, boss, the way we set the meeting up, everyone's supposed to get a shot at talking. And Idris Elba says, nah, there ain't no shot at talking for a dumbass motherfucker like him.
I can see all of this happening. I can picture it all.
Yeah, and Idris's character is otherwise pretty, like, calm and calculated, so he just loses it in that scene, and it's great.
Yeah, that was apparently his tipping point. The dumbass motherfucker gangsta shit.
And there's a lot of character, for every gangster in that scene, including Idris's Elba's, that goes into it that makes it even funnier and also more insightful into everyone's mentality there.
Oh, okay.
Very well written show. Excellent stuff. You should pirate it.
I will at some point, actually. Yeah, I actually will. Because again, I've never heard anything to the contrary. I'm sure there's been the occasional passing. I think that show's overrated. I didn't get into it, but like never have I heard an objective critical review that said, let's really break down why the show isn't as good as everyone says it is. I've never heard that.
Yeah, it's
Breaking Bad, Wire, Sopranos. That's the holy trilogy.
Kind of, yeah.
Kind of.
You might.
I mean, that's what I hear. If you disagree for otherwise, by all means, share.
Game of Thrones almost wound up there until the last couple seasons.
It was. I mean, a lot of people. Okay, I really didn't like season 5 very much. I
season 5 is
everyone
trash.
else did. Yeah, I didn't. Season 5 is where the worst books start. So, I mean, they were still working with official material, but it was the worst of the official material. And then from that point on, go on.
Season 7 and 8 suck, but at least they're mildly entertaining, and at least in a bad way. Season 5 is just boring.
Yeah, I enjoyed season 7 a lot. I thought that was season 6 I thought was a real big pickup. I think season 6 was like a massive jump from 5. However, season 7 I thought, while not as good as 6, I still really like 7 a lot. But season 5 to me was when the show really first started showing that when it doesn't have a good plot, and that was the season where characters were just, listless. I think that might have been the season. No, that might have been 6.
Drunk
actually,
Tyrion.
That might have been the week part of 6 where what's that?
Drunk Tyrion.
Yeah, I mean, there was that. We've talked about that. There was also, yeah, no, it was in season 5, I think, where oh God, what's the guy's name? I can't remember. I should know this.
Oh,
Daenerys is
soon
advised.
you have a better memory for characters in Game of Thrones names. The Master
I would need
Swordsman.
context. The
Oh no,
Master.
there was
No,
that
no,
too.
you're talking about Sirio Pharrell. No,
No,
Mike is
no, no, no,
talking about
no.
someone else.
We're all
Dario
talking about 3
Naharis?
different people.
Dario Naharis.
No, no. Okay, that's 4
No,
different people.
the guy who used to be the Master
Jorah
Swordsman
Mormont?
under.
Badass. Okay, I'm talking about Jorah. Yes, I'm talking about
Okay.
Jorah.
Oh, no, no, no.
Alex,
There's also
Alex is
Sir Barristan Selmy.
Alex is talking about Sir Barristan.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm talking about Barristan Selmy. Because, like, Jorah, like, I got my issues with Jorah, and I got issues with everybody at that point, but
Jorah's a
Barristan
simp.
Selmy is one of the distinctive ones I point to of just, what the fuck?
Yeah, in the
Yeah.
books, as we speak, he's still alive.
And he's
Yes.
one of the baddest motherfuckers walking the planet.
Yes, it was
Yeah.
made clear
Yeah,
that
the
he
way
would
that
take
they
on the
did
whole
that was
fucking
awful.
yeah. He would take on the Kingsguard barehanded. Yeah, he's gonna get shanked in an alleyway by a bunch of fucking like jobbers that were in there for 1 season
Rich
who didn't
Fox.
matter.
I gotta emphasize, the guys, the assassins, are not just dudes. It's rich assholes that have been spending their fucking days
Yes.
sitting on velvet couches surrounded by harems and probably smoking from fucking hookahs.
Yeah.
Since when
Right.
have they
People who are,
got
like,
martial
trained.
arts expertise?
Uh-huh.
Not to
Yeah,
mention,
that's
didn't Sir
Go on, Sue.
Barristan was in like his armor, right? He always had
Yes.
his armor on.
With a sword!
Alright, yeah, I was gonna say armed and yeah, he was ready for battle.
Like, I don't
It-
think people recognize this, but a knight in armor is pretty hard to fucking kill. Like, they
Well,
are,
I mean,
they
he
are
was
walking tanks as far as medieval Europe is concerned. And he's fighting guys in cloth. He's just gonna fucking cut through them like paper.
and he had assistance from a strong nomadic warrior at his side, and he was in an alleyway where,
And,
you know,
and yeah,
he
it
could
was hard
funnel
to
them.
ambush somebody in an alley.
Yeah, he
Grey
could
Worm,
funnel
right?
them. They were,
Yes,
they
it
were,
was Grey
they
Worm.
would be
Grey Worm was there,
bottlenecked.
too.
What's that, Alex?
They would be bottlenecked.
Yeah.
Yep.
He
Yeah,
wouldn't
they
be
were in
flanked.
an
He
alleyway,
could
so
he
it
could
was
have them
like
all on one side.
One would
Yeah,
think.
exactly. Like, it made no sense. They couldn't be surrounded. Like, they just fight back to back.
It-
And, like, it doesn't make any sense. They're trained. They're some of the highest trained martial combatants in the entire world. Ranked as, like, among the absolute best. And like, they're just getting shanked by these rich assholes who have no training whatsoever, who are coming at them in nothing but cloth.
The
Well, they had hard, like, shiny masks, though. That'd be hard to stab a sword through, so I'm sure they were probably pretty invincible.
that
Oh,
is true.
They had masks, can't forget that.
Fucking
The best
David
way
Benioff and
I've
D.B.
seen it
Weiss.
described is in the first 4 seasons of Game of Thrones, major named characters, when they die as a result of their own behavior and their own choices.
Yeah.
In the last
Yeah.
4 seasons, when major named characters die, they die because they were inconvenient to the plot and needed to go.
Yes.
Yes,
they
I agree
needed
with
to
that.
be cut out because they were taking up too much screen time.
My honest guess as to what happened is that the 2Ds basically asked Grimm, GRM, if he was going to be super important to the overall end of the series or whatever, and he said, well, no, not necessarily, and they're like, okay, well, then we're just going to get rid of him.
I don't think they asked him anything after.
They
like,
might not have,
season
actually.
3.
Yeah, that's the more cynical view, but
Honestly,
you're
like,
probably right.
I mean, that's the thing. He dropped out of helping direct the show after season 2 or 3 and started like working on something else.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, collecting paychecks from all the royalties, so he didn't have
Right.
money.
Yeah.
Collecting
I
paychecks
love-
and going to
Well, the
fucking
thing is,
basketball
he
games.
is working on helping with House of Dragons. So,
I
Yeah,
love-
let's see how many minutes
I
that
don't
lasts.
believe you.
I
Well,
Well,
love
actually,
that-
you know what? I would believe that he would do that until he dies, because anything other than write the fucking books.
Anything that
I mean,
finished what he started.
Yeah, if that keeps him from finishing the book, sure, he'll do that. Yeah, I believe it.
This is a
Yeah.
franchise that Pink does not watch or read, but he is nonetheless super opinionated about George.
I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, it's hard not to be.
It's a
I mean,
matter of morality.
Well, the
it,
thing
it,
is- the
it's
thing is-
integrity, yeah.
the thing
George
is,
has taken note of his work with from the ending of the last book will be all lore, and you can figure out what the fuck happened.
people-
Yeah,
people
there
have
we
been-
go.
Yeah. People have been saying that he's striking in solidarity with the writers.
Oh, really? I didn't even know
And
that's a thing.
That's
He's
a
doing
joke.
that.
That's a joke.
Oh, I thought he literally was.
No,
I
but
would have
He was
believed
on
that.
strike for a lot
technically-
longer
hold
than
up,
they've been.
technically, technically he can't actually do any screenwriting because he is a part of that guild.
I mean, I'm sure he's a member of, yeah,
so he
yeah,
should
the Writers
have
Guild.
more time to write the novels because he's
Wouldn't
not
that
working
be
on all
a
of those
cruel
side
twist of
projects.
fate? George finally is like, by God, I've got it. That's the way to satisfyingly end the
And he has
series.
to strike.
And the strikers show up outside his door with guns and nooses, and they just start shaking their heads no. They don't even say anything. They just start turning their heads from left to right while maintaining eye contact.
But
Ah,
yeah, no,
damn it.
the writers guild doesn't block them from writing novels. So he can write. He has more time to write his novels because he's not working on all of the damn screenplay that he's been.
You assume that the other writers would be that smart.
Yeah, but just to dial it back really quickly because otherwise I'll forget. The thing I had with Jorah, I thought it was. I forgot that this was not relegated just to season 5. It was spread across a couple, but I thought it was just the height of hilarity that he contracted Grayscale in season 5,
Yes.
and he's like, "Oh man, this is like fatal. How am I ever gonna get rid of this?" And oh wow, Daenerys, super cool that she sent me to prison right in the perfect one moment of time that this master high priest, who's never committed any like acts of magic before or whatever, knows exactly how to heal me. The one person in the entire world at the one possible time I could have met him under these
Yep.
rarest of circumstances, he's right there to heal me. Wow, that's cool. It'd only
It
take
never
like a
really-
10-minute session.
It really never occurred to anyone before. You can cure grayscale by cutting it off. What?
Yeah, just cut it off. I don't
Yeah,
even think
just
This
cut
is
it off.
medieval
Pretty cool.
medicine. That would have been the first thing they tried.
That is literally how medicine works back then. Is if something was affecting you, you just
You
cut
cut it off. Yep. That's great.
didn't need that
That's
arm.
great.
Really, it
That's
was
also
infected
not
with
how
demons.
those diseases work, by the way. Those diseases tend to spread further in than just like surface level. So like if you know it's like cancer, like you cut it off, it's just gonna like reform somewhere else.
Shut up, though. He's at the fucking, I don't even remember the character's name.
Yeah, I don't either, to be honest.
Sam?
Sam.
Yes, it was Sam. Another helpful oafish Sam in another fantasy series.
Sam is basically George's self-insert.
I
Who
guess
got-
it really is, isn't it?
I think
He
George has
wrote the
outright
Game of
stated
Thrones.
that.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
think
okay,
George
that
has
would make
outright
sense.
stated that Sam is his self-insert, basically.
Yeah, he's kind of he accidentally
What,
saved
he's
the
like-
day. He writes the
He's
Song of Ice and
bookish,
Fire.
yeah, he's the bookish nerd. He's the author, technically, of the book that George is writing. He's best friends with the main hero. He's
Right.
he gets like you know, the Gilly Wildling girl to sleep with him.
Well, to be fair, he does get the wildling girl, but I hope George doesn't have a thing for girls who are products
my
of incest.
I mean,
well,
look at what he's written.
Yeah, that's true. Honestly,
Um,
I would think that if George is going to write a love interest for his self-insert, it would be elaborate plates of fucking, like, medieval
Food.
feasts.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times I was browsing those books. I'll straight up not admit to ever actually having read them. I would read chapters here and there, but mostly I just kind of browse, glance, whatever. But even just doing that, I cannot tell you how many times I heard the term, or read the term rather. He broke his fast by, and then followed by a luxurious description of every possible fucking food that he could imagine.
Oh yeah.
Tyrion woke up and
Yeah.
broke his fast by blah 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 blah. Here's 2 pages of eating steaks and eggs.
George
Okay.
loves describing all of the food. and stuff.
Foodies. It's cool. I mean, I like
But,
food. I'm
you
a fan
know,
of food, but
to be fair,
food
to
can be
George
important
there,
scene dressing.
Every writer has their vices where they over describe or under describe certain things, and you can like pick up on it. So it's not just George.
with Stephen
Yeah.
King, it's underage sex.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I was just about to say exactly that. Oh no, actually, with Stephen King, it's weird, creepy description of women's breasts.
Oh,
Really?
I've not seen too much of that, but is he a bad heaving breast type?
Yes, very
Uh,
much so.
Oh.
It's heaving.
Tits breasting boobily.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
my
Hold on, let me
favorite.
find quotes real quick. I'm gonna be a second.
While you're doing that, talking about Game of Thrones, remember when Arya went blind and then it didn't matter because then she wasn't? Remember when she went to the House of the Dead and it didn't matter because the message was just be you, not a fake character, and that's what she was
Oh,
gonna do anyway.
here's one. Here's one. Did that really happen? Said Maggie White. She was a dull person, but a sensational invitation to make babies.
Oh,
Men
no
looked at her
way.
and wanted
That's
to. Men looked at her and wanted to fill her up with babies right away. She
That
hadn't
wh-
had
wait,
one
wait,
baby
what
yet.
is this
You just
from?
weren't control.
I was gonna say this can't be real. This can't, he's writing in jest or something. There's no way that's Stephen King.
What is this from?
Hold up. Actually, maybe this isn't Stephen King. but
There's
hold
no
on.
way that's Stephen King unless he's
Like,
writing as a joke.
I've read King, and like by all means, King has some quirks, but King would at least have a functioning sense of fucking self-awareness.
Okay,
Well,
that might
in
not be
addition,
too
he
bad
wouldn't
for-
write so poorly. She was a vessel for babies. People wanted to put
Yeah,
lots of
that's
babies
true.
in
I
her
don't
right
think that was
away.
Stephen King.
When I
It-
looked
it
at her, I
popped
just
up
thought
on
of
my-
babies and how I was going to fill her with babies. And after I was done filling her with babies, I was going to come back and fill her with babies.
Right, right. Yeah, it was just that's just struck me as so not Stephen King. I trust what you're saying
Yeah.
soon, but I don't think that example is real.
I'm trying to find a one that I know for sure is.
I
Stephen
hope
King.
you say it's a quote from On Writing. Because I have read that one.
I just like the idea that he would talk about women's boobs in his book about writing. Make
Oh,
sure
here
you
we
do
go.
this.
Every time she moved, the oversized armholes of the shirt disclosed her teacup-sized breasts and small strawberry-colored nipples.
That is oddly specific.
Which one is this?
Which
What do you
book?
mean?
What book is this?
I'm trying to find that.
Hits, a memoir.
Yeah. Like, not... Like, it's the internet, you know? Until I see the proper citation, I'm gonna...
That's it. I think that's it, but hold up. I'm trying to find...
Like, I not to say that I think you're full of shit, but I think there's a distinct chance that who you're reading at could potentially be full of shit, just because, like, I could say I could say right now, like, you know, I remember that time where I was watching I was watching the movie with, I was watching a documentary, an interview with Leonardo DiCaprio, and he said quite proudly, "I love underage women and sucking cock." What's the
Yeah, I mean,
citation?
I totally
Well, I
believe-
just said it.
I absolutely believe soon, but yeah, I'm suspicious of these references.
Yeah.
Could wind up being surprised though.
Ah!
And I have another situation where I died. It was actually really ridiculous. I had like 70% health, 65, and I was fighting like the giant rhino or something, I guess. And I was doing fine. It was fine. He wasn't really doing any damage, chipping away a little bit here and there. And then he decided to do a lunge, and it did a double hit, and I just went to like death immediately. It was so fucking stupid. I mean, it was basically, you're doing fine. Oh, actually, you're dead. Just instantly.
It's always so strange when you wind up clipping inside of a hitbox mid.
That happened, actually. I was desperate to get away, and I actually got away the second time. Yeah, I was inside the rhino, which happens very regularly. Oh, but before I forget, actually, the more important reason I even brought that up was in my quest to get away, and I died, blah, 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 blah. My follower is gone again. She's not dead, but once again, I can't fucking find her. This keeps happening in this game. I wish they'd fix this. I'm in the spot where she's supposed to be. I'm running right over the... Oh, now
Hang
she's
on.
moved, actually. Okay, wait, she moved.
Hang on. Ow, my
Oh, she
fucking
actually-
shins!
Ooh. In real life, are you alright?
No, in the game.
Oh, okay. I thought you said, ow, my fucking chin.
No,
Okay, I
it's
cannot
shins.
find where this quote is from, but I saw a picture of it, and it said that it was from Stephen King, so I don't know. But
Well, then that's all the proof
but
I
my
need.
understanding
I've
is
never known
I-
people on the
I
internet
can't-
to lie.
I can't find any specific ones right now, but I've seen so many in the past that I know for sure were Stephen King.
Yeah, I believe you soon. I totally do believe you. And that
I
sounds
don't.
sarcastic.
Yes,
but
I
no,
do.
I really do. I would just have to see the quote in question to see what you mean.
Yeah.
To be sure
I
of
think
it,
I
guess.
think you have a burning enough hatred of Stephen King in your soul that you will fabricate whole things to sabotage his reputation.
Do you actually hate Stephen
Absolutely,
King?
and I would do the same.
I've
And
just
both these
never-
motherfuckers are Stephen King haters.
I've never liked anything that I've seen from Stephen King.
You know, I
sorry,
forgot.
I like the modern It, but you know,
I've never liked anything.
the modern.
Really? Wow, Alex, you and I are the only Stephen King fans here.
Yeah.
Oh no,
No, Addy's
no,
saying in general he doesn't like
yeah,
anything at all.
I'm making a joke.
Oh, I see. I thought you meant literally just anything Stephen King wrote.
No, I've seen The Mist. I really like The Mist.
The Mist was, yeah, really good.
Let's see what else of his that have I interacted with. I'm not sure. The Mist is the one that I'm sure of.
I can name a bunch: Misery, Shawshank, Carrie, Christine, Cujo, The Shining, Doctor
I've seen
Sleep.
bits of The Shining. I want to watch it because it looked very interesting.
Highly overrated, but it is interesting. And I'm
Yeah,
the only person who's going to say it's highly overrated, so you'll
I
probably like
I
it.
will say, my first viewing, I actually really agree with you, Mike. I also thought it was highly overrated. I outright thought it was bad. But I went in expecting the story that the book is. I was
Oh
expecting,
yeah, we've talked about that. Yeah, the book story, at least, yeah, the book story is way more
I was expecting
character driven.
I was expecting a psychological horror about a father losing his mind and turning on his family. It is not that.
No,
It is
I mean
a
it's
super.
supposed to be. It alleges to be.
Yeah, it very clearly gives up on it early on.
Yeah, within
but
the first probably about 2.5 minutes.
oh yeah, well it's Jack Nicholson, baby.
It's
There's
Jack
no,
Nicholson playing Jack Nicholson.
yeah, he's Jack Nicholsoning it up hard in that one.
I'm not gonna hurt you, Wendy. And it's like, oh, okay, yeah, this is the guy that you're not even supposed to think is like insane and dangerous yet.
But yeah,
Yeah.
that like once you view it instead as a supernatural horror, where it's pushing someone who is already clearly on the cusp of being a killer over the edge.
Right.
Like, well, I mean, even in the movie, they establish he's got a history of beating on the kid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, the character in both the movie and the book, yeah, he has a history of not only beating the kid, but being obviously a raging alcoholic. But he's off the wagon now. He's well on the. Is it on the wagon or off? I don't
On
drink.
the wagon.
It's on the wagon. Okay, yeah, he's better. He's pursuing his writing. He's gonna go in this hotel with his family, and everything's gonna be great. The hotel and its spirits start eating at his sanity, and he starts to relapse. In the movie, you can tell he's clearly off from like literally the first couple of minutes. I mean, he's driving up there and he's like, "Yeah, we're gonna go to this hotel. What do you think, little kid?" And it's like, okay, that's already kind of creepy. He gets to the interview and he's just, I mean, he's not trying to crazy it up right away, but it's just coming across anyway. I don't know.
He's not trying to crazy it up, but it is Jack Nicholson.
Right. I mean, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I personally think he was a bad casting choice to begin with because I don't buy him as just an everyman. He's too animated an actor, I think, to be subtle about a role like that.
I mean, the
Yeah.
problem is that around that time, Steve Buscemi didn't look the way he does now. And then the
Well,
way he does now.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they
Yeah,
would
back
have
then
cast him.
Steve Buscemi was actually good looking and looked like a human being.
I would say the latter at least.
Steve Buscemi was a good looking guy in his 20s.
I would
I
have to see.
disagree.
Yeah, I'd have to see what you're talking about. He was better looking.
I've seen him back in the day. He was better looking, but he wasn't good looking.
Like the man, it's an actual illness that makes Steve Buscemi look the way he does, and it set in his 20s somewhere around.
Wait,
there.
are you being serious? Does he have an actual illness?
Yes, I forget the name of it, but it's some kind of illness that gives him the thing where like his eyes are kind of bulging out and shit like
Oh,
that.
I didn't know that. I feel really bad about that. I thought he was just. It was okay to make fun of him when he was just ugly, but now
Yeah.
now that I know he's actually, that actually sucks. I was not aware of that. To
Yeah,
his
I mean,
credit, he said that he'll never change the way he looks. He says that he likes how he looks. It's part of his character. So more power to him.
Oh hell yeah! There's no way he would have gotten several of the roles, that iconic roles that he did, if he didn't look like that.
That's what he said. Yeah, he said it. I'm very distinct. It's made a career for me. He said, yeah, I would never go out and get plastic surgery to correct my imperfections. And again, more power to him.
Yeah, and I mean,
I
for
respect that.
all of that he's also a genuinely very, very talented actor.
Yes, he is. People wouldn't think so when they just watch him, do silly cameos in the Adam Sandler movies. But for those who know that he's a good actor beyond that, those are kind of like a cute little treat.
Yeah. I mean, like, all the times he appears in, like, let's say, Tarantino or Coen Brothers films. Like, he's near always my favorite part, you know?
Yeah, John Goodman was my favorite in The Big Lebowski, but Buscemi was good in it too. That's
yeah,
the
he's
one
not
time-
super in that one.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's kind of a lesser character of the three. I'd say the least character of the three. He's got the least screen time, least plot involvement.
Yeah, which is kind of the point of the character.
Right. So, I mean, well, I won't give away the ending. You and I know it. Presumably
Yeah.
everyone else does. But anyone
You're
who's
out of your
listening,
fucking
right.
element!
So I can't find anything about Steve having problems that result in his eyes, but he does have a dental disorder, gum
That doesn't
disease.
surprise me. Yeah.
But nothing. Yeah, I can't find anything about a disease making his eyes bulge.
They
Maybe
have
I'll get
gotten
it
more
up.
googly.
Yeah, that's what they call it, googlyism.
Because I know that there are diseases like that, but they have a lot of other effects that would be very noticeable. Most well known being progeria, which if he had progeria, he would have been dead back in his 20s, and he would have looked like a child. So.
Mm.
Man, I just found out the other day about the oh, what's his name? Okay, so for the longest time, okay, you know the gif of what looks like a little child like putting up their dukes ready to fight that people post sometimes, right?
Yes, yeah. He's a dwarf. He's an older man. Yes.
Yes, I only just found out the other day that is a 20-year-old man.
Like the famous picture of what looks like more or less like, let's say, like a 3-4-year-old kid kind of holding up one hand like, I'm gonna get you. That one?
Yes,
yeah.
That's a
maybe.
legit like older man. That's not a kid. That's not even in that photo. That's not a baby.
Are you thinking about the Success Kid?
Are you asking Alex or myself?
You.
Okay, I don't know the Success reference.
There's
it's
like
picture I've
a
seen a million times.
4-year-old. He looks like a 4-year-old kid, and he's usually dressed in like a gangster outfit.
Oh
Or
no,
like
okay, that's not what I'm referring to. No.
Very different.
He has a distinctly British look to him.
Yeah,
except
the one
he's
I'm
Russian.
talking about, I'm sure you guys have seen it too. It's just a generic gif. It's all over the place. It's just one hand, and the kid's holding up his hand like, you don't fuck with me, but he's wearing normal clothes. Looks like a 5-year-old little boy.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
that's an actual kid.
That's the Success Kid.
That's why I was astonished. It was like, there's wow, that's
he's just eating sand.
Yeah. Okay. I
He
didn't know
does
that
look
either.
similar, though. There's definitely a strong similarity.
Okay. It was the description that definitely made me think you were talking about up there. I didn't know he was eating sand, though. It's interesting to get a background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was one of those perfectly timed photos where he was actually stuffing his face full of sand, as one is wont to do when they are a child. But nonetheless looks like he is either pumping his fist with like, yeah, I did it, or alternatively threatening you.
Right.
Though I appreciate,
Alex,
though I imagine that the kid was still pumping his fist with success after eating the sand.
I sure would be.
Yeah. So the dwarf thing is very different from progeria. Progeria is actually really sad.
Yeah, I wasn't saying they were similar. It was just like I got reminded of. I was honestly thinking of like celebrities and actors with illnesses that significantly changed their appearance. Because just yesterday, my family, we were talking about Michael Berryman, who is another case of a actor with a.
That guy has everything. He has multiple diseases. Poor guy.
I didn't find out until we were talking just yesterday. He doesn't have fingernails.
Nope.
Oh.
I've never heard of that.
That's just one of. I think he literally has like a litany of something like 5-6 different diseases. Yet he's like, I think like 70 years old. He's lived a good long life.
Yeah.
Bless the guy. Very. If you've ever seen him talk outside of a movie, you would never know unless you watch him talk. He's super gentle, quiet, well spoken. He seems like an utter gentleman. You wouldn't know it because he's always playing freaks and ghouls.
Well, he's a bit more like legible and intelligent in Rob Zombie's movies, right?
Not in the.
Well, not like
Devil's
not a very gentle way.
Chicken fucker, boss. Well, you ain't no chicken fucker.
Yeah, but it's not like Hills Have Eyes, where at best you're gonna get some fucking grunts and squeals.
Right. Yeah, relatively speaking, yeah, you're correct.
Like that movie is at least like, no, this is still a human being, albeit one that does not appreciate being made fun of. Where Hills Have Eyes,
It's an incest mutant.
Yes.
Kind of reminds me. While we're on the subject, we can also bring up Beetlejuice.
What about the little guy?
Yeah, you remember Beetlejuice, right?
Yes, I
the guy
do.
That that Howard Stern ended up profiting a ton off of.
Yes, I like Howard Stern, but you're not wrong.
Didn't Jeff Jarrett hit him real fucking hard in the head with a guitar?
Yes.
Yes,
he did.
He came on as a guest for a WWE at some point or something.
WCW.
Or WCW.
I don't think WWE. for all the flaws that WWE has, I don't think they would have okayed Jeff Jarrett hitting him over the head with a fucking guitar.
Oh yeah, they would have. Oh yeah, they would have. Especially
Depending
back
on
then.
the time period, yeah.
Yeah, the
depending on
Attitude
time.
Era, they absolutely would have.
I don't know. I feel like WWE would have let wrestlers do that to each other, but not to a celebrity, not to an outside celebrity.
They would have been less likely to, yeah. Anything that would have opened them up to a potential lawsuit, that would have been Vince's only concern. Morality would have been out the window, as always.
Oh yeah, I would have never said it was for morality reasons. I would have said it, like it would have made headlines. Jeff Jarrett concusses Beetlejuice, and WCW was a bit too stupid to realize that sometimes. Whereas Vince would have been like, "Oh hell no, pal."
Yeah, Vince. I'm sure the other Vince thought it was amazing. We're gonna bring in this little guy, bro. I'm gonna bring in this little midget, right?
Oh,
And
shit.
Jeff Jarrett is gonna hit him so hard, bro. People won't expect it, bro. I'll stop because that could go on forever.
Jeff, bro, you and me, we're such good friends, bro. I'm gonna set you up a line of people. I'm gonna bring in all the celebrities, and you're gonna get over by hitting them all with a guitar.
The only thing is you're giving him too much speed. He constantly emphasizes words like this, bro. He stops and speaks in a staccato way, bro. That's the only thing you're getting wrong. I mean, he doesn't do it all the time.
But I was impatient.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's perfectly fair. And again, he doesn't do it all the time, but he does like to interject us. Actually, even Eric Bischoff just said the same thing. I'm glad that someone else finally said it. They did a Dark Side of the Ring on the shoot / work promo that Russo did on Hogan back on
Bash at the Beach
WCW.
2000, right?
Yes, I think yes, you're right. That was the event. Yes, I couldn't remember it because I didn't see it live. And the episode just go ahead soon.
No, sorry, I'm talking to myself.
Oh, okay.
Just trying to figure this out.
Gotcha. The episode came out just a couple weeks ago, and both Russo and Bischoff went and on their respective podcasts did their own. Okay, well, this is what I felt about the episode. Blah blah blah. Here's what they couldn't include, etc. And Vince Russo was ranting and raving, and defending himself against like everything. And then meanwhile, Eric Bischoff, he was just like, Vince Russo's such a fucking asshole. That guy, fucking piece of shit. The way he talks, the blah blah blah, bro. And he says the way he drags out his sentences, it's so fucking annoying listening to him. It's like, thank you. Someone else actually came out and said that. Everyone gets on the bro, and justifiably so. But no one gets on this thing, bro, that Vince does. That stupid dragging out for emphasis his sentences when he wants to make a point. He's got a bad habit of that.
It's because despite his plays at humility, Vince Russo does generally think he's actually the smartest guy in the room, and that everybody else.
He certainly appears to.
Yeah, he thinks everybody else is stupid enough that he has to space it out for him.
I take it as just he's super passionate and he doesn't realize that he's making himself seem dumber by doing it, by emphasizing how passionate he is. But it could just honestly be that he thinks that he's drilling home a point to plebes that don't understand his genius. That's what Jim Cornette would say about him.
Like the great thing is, you could put Eric Bischoff, Jim Cornette, and Paul Heyman in a room, and you could get all three of them on the same side on the same rant pretty easily by just saying, Vince Russo.
Yeah, Jim Cornette was going on about him so long and so hard that he started saying that he was literally going to get a heart attack and he needed to cool it down. And I at first I thought he was just joking being Jim Cornette, but I think he actually might have meant it because he now really doesn't talk about Russo anymore. He avoids it for the most part. And even when he refers to him,
because he knows he's now distinctly a lot more in lawsuit range.
I don't know. He doesn't seem afraid of lawsuits. I mean, Russo actually did sue him. He sued him for he put out a restraining order and sued him and said that he felt his life and his family's life were in jeopardy because he was afraid that Jim would have his cult of Cornette members go and hunt him down. And Jim actually offered to sell. I think he actually did it too. He sold apparently his copy of the restraining order and donated the money to charity. He made a whole. He was like, "Ah, fuck this. This is ridiculous. I'll sell the damn thing."
And
So
for that
he
matter, I will
appears, at
have
least-
and for that matter, I will have my fans murder your entire family. You dirty motherfucker! You killed the business.
There you go. That's completely accurate. Destroyed my livelihood, you motherfucker.
I'm gonna have you killed, and I'm gonna give your children to Jerry Lawler.
Oh God. He would
would,
never say
he
that. He
would.
likes Lawler.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, that's why he'd do it.
Oh no. No.
He worship. Dude, you listen to Cornette for too long. He worships Lawler like a god.
He does, and it's lame, but I don't think.
Why
I
do you
think-
guys listen to this guy if you don't even like him?
I don't
actually
so
do.
much
I do
anymore.
like Jim Cornette. I actually
Okay.
do like him. Yeah. I mean, he's. Remember, I think that he's honest but hypocritical.
Mhm.
Alex, I can't. Alex finds him funny, but he doesn't like him as a person. Is that correct, Alex?
Yeah, generally speaking, I don't watch him so much anymore. There will eventually probably come a point in a few months again where I'll forget how much I hate him, listen to him for like a month, and then go, "Oh right, I stopped listening to this guy because I despise him."
Yeah, he'll make a comment that reminds you. Whereas with me,
Yeah,
again,
He'll
with
again
me,
say something like, "I don't understand why Seth Rollins hates me. I only said that his pregnant wife should get an abortion for the sake of the business." I don't get it.
I don't get it. For me, it's just it's just a matter of he says he often, I don't even want to say often, for me it's not super often, but when he does go on a rant about something I don't like, he's very passionate about it, but I guess maybe this is nights, I'm insane because I'm compartmentalizing, I guess, I don't know, whatever. I can say, okay, well, I don't like that, I totally disagree, he's saying this horrible stuff about something that I completely think he's wrong about, whatever, but I find him so funny, and the funniness doesn't get a pass, so I'll put that aside. More than that, I just think that I think that he's very intelligent. He is often ignorant about things that he doesn't like, but I think he's very intelligent. He's well spoken, well verbalized, whatever. When he talks about stuff that I do agree with, it's very fun.
I think I just
Sorry.
heard Pink's "You're full of shit" laugh.
That's just my opinion. I
Here's
would
my
I would
opinion,
definitely
bro.
argue with somebody who says that he's not intelligent. He's a very intelligent guy. You can't argue that he's not a very quick-witted, very knowledgeable, guy's got a memory like a fucking machine. That I don't think he's unintelligent. You might think that he has stupid opinions or bad opinions or whatever. That's fine. Sometimes he does. Some would argue all the time he does. That's fine. But dumb, no.
Fair enough.
And that is just my
That-
own opinion.
That is the fair enough of I'm not going to waste my time with this.
Yeah. Well, I think that you yourself, Mike, are completely full of shit. So I'll just let that one go.
Yeah.
I mean, I
You
would
know
just,
where
if
to
someone-
see him, Mike.
If someone were to come to me and say, "Okay, you see this monkey? He's got very low intelligence. His IQ is blah 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 blah. Now look over there. There's Jim Cornette. His IQ is maybe higher than the monkey, but not much." I'd say no. That's completely wrong. His IQ is very high. He's not dumb. He just sometimes says stuff that is. Well, he often says stuff that's asshole-ish, opinionated, controversial, divisive. Again, I will even admit hypocritical. Very, very biased in many different respects. But I could never honestly, objectively say that, yeah, the guy lacks intelligence.
But I
And if
still
you-
trust the monkey over him.
See, there
Yeah, I
you
was
go.
about to.
Fair enough.
I'll trust
That's fair.
the monkey. May be dumber, but I'll trust the monkey.
Do we have any steel fire?
We should have some. How much do you
Alright,
need?
it's nearly 4 a.m., so I should probably leave.
All of it.
Okay.
Good luck with the movies, Atty.
Yeah,
good
Eddie,
luck
hell
with the
yeah.
movies.
Keep us updated.
Yeah, I did post the movie in the random thread for y'all to watch later.
Cool.
Oh,
Excellent.
perfect.
Yeah.
All right, see you around.
I will not be
Yeah.
immediately commenting on it because I intend to show it to my family.
All right, it's
No
bad.
pressure.
It's bad. I'm sure it's
No
fine.
pressure.
It's good enough to probably get you a career.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it has potential. You can see the potential through all of the wounds that it's bleeding from, but it has
Yeah,
potential.
I mean, Addy, everyone's really low budget movies are terrible. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, even like, have you seen old director movies from before they like made it, big and got a big budget?
no,
they're
I don't
all like
I don't follow directors.
Okay.
There,
'Cause, like,
I
everyone
think
basically
I've
makes a
seen,
bad
like, the
student
Sam
film.
Raimi, the old Sam Raimi films that he did for college.
There's Sam Raimi, or there's the alternative route back then of make a really bad movie for Roger Corman.
Yeah, Roger Corman. Oh, millions of people have gotten their start thanks to Roger Corman. He
Oh,
was
yeah.
the king of low budget shit.
Like, by all means, Roger Corman guided many of the all-time great directors, and they will be the first to tell you it. Jack Nicholson has broken down in tears
Yes,
talking
he
about how
has.
Roger Corman gave him his career.
Game his career.
And by all means, Roger Corman's actually produced a good few movies. They're actually quite good. I quite like Death Race.
Although
Death Race
you keep saying
2000.
Corman, I've only ever heard it as Corman. I'm curious now as to who's wrong, because it might be me.
It could be me either, because I've only ever read it in text.
Oh yeah, I've always heard it spoken as Corman.
Okay, Corman, yeah. Like, by all means, Corman, it makes it sound too much like I'm trying to say Kermit and failing. But
He was a good
Roger
director
Kermit.
too. Roger Kermit.
that could have been a Muppet skit at some point.
It probably was at some point, yeah. It
Yeah.
seems like the kind of thing they do.
But, like, by all means, Roger Corman was very much a quantity over quality sort of producer.
Oh yeah, that
Yes.
guy. I know the guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
James Cameron says that he learned pretty much everything he learned from even like little things like working really quick. Oh, the set designer had a problem with whatever making a wall. I'll do it. I'll jump on there. I know how to put it together with paste and duct tape. Yeah, that's Roger Corman thing.
Yeah,
The
that's just what you
sadly
do.
lost art of keeping the movie under budget.
Yes, yeah, he was renowned for that. Yes.
Like, no matter how little the movie sold, it always brought a return for Corman.
Right.
I mean, if you want to talk budget, the budget for this movie was $30.
That's pretty damn good.
Yeah,
And it got you a fucking college. It got you a fucking college seat. So hey, that's a return.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. Hell yeah. That could pay
yeah.
significant dividends.
But yeah, I'll leave.
Yeah, we better let
I
you go.
feel around.
See ya, Eddie.
Hi, Eddie.
Good night, Eddie.
Good luck out
Bye.
there.
Yeah.
Thanks.
He's so casual and mundane. See ya. Yeah. Thanks.
Alright,
If it
now
were
that he's
me,
out of
you
here, I
guys,
need to go.
you guys, I'd be pissing my pants like a little boy.
Yeah. Well, what I was like. Now that he's out of here, I gotta say this because if I said it while he was around, he'd get all self-deprecative. Like, well, no, I'm not that great. Of like
That guy
okay.
really is a terrible person.
Like he.
Oh, that's not what you were gonna say. Oh shit. Pretend I didn't say that.
No, what I'm going to say is I'm going to praise him while he's not here. Is that like with this, he will now have to confront the fact that he is actually an incredibly talented individual.
Yeah.
He does. Humility is, in my opinion, a very virtuous trait. But yeah, there are times when Eddie's just kind of like, well, it's okay. I mean, it's kind of crappy. I mean, I worked really hard, but it's still a piece of shit. And it's like, I mean, what I said earlier.
I
is like,
haven't made a movie, motherfucker.
Yeah, I mean,
Actually,
I
I did, but it sucked.
I was gonna say, I mean, I have, but that's not to say that it's something that would have been accepted by fucking film school. I mean, it's, yeah. When I was saying earlier, I hope Eddie at least took it somewhat to heart when I was like, dude, I wouldn't do all that captioning. And you know why? Because it takes a lot of fucking discipline and work. That's no small feat. That's just something he's doing for YouTubers, just for random YouTubers who may or may not appreciate it. I mean, shit. And he's even doing this and he doesn't even really want to. He said he doesn't want to go to this school. Or at least pursue this career, but he's doing it because it's advantageous.
And it's doing something that he is skilled in, and evidently quite skilled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hard worker. I hope it pays off for him.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's going on? Just because I don't want to, not that I'm trying to just wipe the Addy subject off the slate, but a couple of you guys have said stuff like oof and and soon you were asking about the steel fire. What's going on your end? I'm just trying to keep up to date.
No, I found it. It's all good.
Oh, okay.
It's all good in the hood.
I'm still waiting for my damn. Have you guys gotten this message before? I know you don't really do the thrall thing too much, not nearly as much as I do, but I got a message saying I can't rescue them because they have been recently in a fight and there's a timer.
Oh, the thrall rescuing. I forgot that was a mechanic.
I last time I tried to do it, I think it said that it would break the thrall or something, or reset their stats or whatever, so I didn't try it. I think that was when it gave me that option. I was like, well, fuck that. What's the point then?
Yeah, I've not futzed with that, but I'm actually going to go ahead and cut this recording right here and go quickly take a piss. So, folks, I will see you next time when I've ideally emptied my bladder.